The reception of works of art varies in character, but in general, two polar types stand out. One accentuates the artwork's cult value, the other its exhibition value. Artistic production begins with figures in the service of a cult. One may assume that it was more important for these figures to be present than to be seen. The elk depicted by Stone Age man on the walls of his cave is an instrument of magic. He exhibits it to his fellow men, to be sure, but in the main it is meant for the spirits. Cult value as such tends today, it would seem, to keep the artwork out of sight. Certain statues of gods are accessible only to the priest and the cella. Certain images of the Madonna remain covered nearly all year round. Certain sculptures on medieval cathedrals are not visible to the viewer at ground level. With the emancipation of specific artistic practices from the service of the ritual, the opportunities for exhibiting their products increase. It is easier to exhibit a portrait bust that can be sent here and there than to exhibit the statue of a divinity that has a fixed place in the interior of a temple. A panel painting can be exhibited more easily than a mosaic or fresco which preceded it. Although Mass may have been no less suited to public presentation than a symphony, the symphony came into being at a time when the possibility of such presentation promised to be greater. The scope for exhibiting the work of art has increased so enormously with the various methods of technologically reproducing it that, as happened in prehistoric times, a quantitative shift between the two poles of the artwork has led to a qualitative transformation in its nature. Just as the work of art in prehistoric times, through the absolute emphasis placed on its cult value, became first and foremost an instrument of magic, which only later came to be recognized as a work of art. So today, through the absolute emphasis placed on its exhibition value, the work of art becomes a construct, Gebilde, with quite new functions. Among these, the one we are conscious of, the artistic function, may be subsequently seen as incidental. This much is certain today. Photography and film are the most serviceable vehicles of this new understanding.